everyone. Welcome to Bow and Arrow Tarot, and this your weekly toxic love connection reading for the sign of Virgo and someone in their life. So let's get right into it, Virgo. We have King of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, King of Swords, and the Three of Pentacles. Your person, Eight of Cups, moving away for the Emperor, Knight of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is the Lovers. Uh-oh. All right, Virgo, what is going on here? Let's move this up a little bit. Put that right there. The Lovers. Connection, right? A real connection here. Let's get right into it, Virgo, in terms of how you both see each other. King of Cups, how you both come into the week, rather. King of Cups and Eight of Cups. So for you, yeah, you got your eyes set. You have your eyes set on someone, and you are determined to go after it, after them, after this connection. They are moving away from somebody right now. They're going through a breakup this week. And yet you have your eye on them. This is a strong love connection. I wonder where the toxicity comes in. There's got to be some kind of shadow here. I mean, right on the surface of it, everything seems okay. However, let's get some clarity on this. Yeah, your person is very hermited right now. They've broken up with somebody, Virgo, and they're really not entertaining, I'm going to say, anyone. Let me get another one here. Yeah, they're busy. They're working on something. They're working on their job or their project. They don't want to hear about any love connection just yet. They're just not ready for something like that. Meanwhile, you, however, King of Cups, you want them desperately. When you see them, you see a 10 of Pentacles. When they see you, they see Emperor. Okay, so this Emperor energy, we have Aries energy. Some of you may have Aries in your chart, or you may be dealing with an Aries. But when you see them, you see like the complete package, Virgo. You know, being an earth sign, for you to get a 10 of Pentacles when you see them means that to you, they are exactly what you desire in every way, physically. They're the ultimate pot of gold for you, right? They're what you see as comfortable and happy in a relationship. For them, they see you as Emperor. You're definitely resonating for them. You're coming off strong. You're coming off as a leader. um you're definitely coming off as somebody who's quite fiery, Virgo, and who's quite determined, and they see that. Nevertheless, let's get some clarity here on this King of Cups. First of all, yeah, you've been in a kind of a stuck pattern, though. Here we begin to see what's going on. I think they see how you are, right? You're like a conquester, Virgo. You know, the Emperor, that's Aries energy again, but also conquest, right? The air, that energy is one who kind of just takes over territory. And I think you've been kind of stuck in that. You're used to being a player, Virgo. I'm going to be honest. I think you're coming off as that to them. And so they're not entirely sure, you know, how to take you. I think up until now, you've been kind of in a certain pattern with your relationships that have been quite lazy. You know, you don't, not that much effort needed to put in, Virgo. And they see this. I'm not sure that they're ready. Yeah, I'm not sure that you have your shit together enough for them to, in as much as they see that you play the field. You're a player. Sun coming in. Wow. Ace of Pentacles. For them, this is new. You're really, really new. You're someone who's coming in. These feelings they have about you, they do translate into the idea of a new, I don't know, a new connection, a very real connection. An opportunity to have something here real with you. However, again, I don't think they're convinced. For you, yeah. I mean, it almost seems as though, Virgo, that you have been living life a certain way. Hangman energy and that King of Cups. You've definitely been living your life as a player, as somebody, as I say, who hasn't had to put that much effort in. But this person coming in for you has been like the sun coming out behind the clouds. Like, they just represent something so great, and yet they're not there for it just yet. Mostly because they've just broken up with somebody, and I think that you probably remind them a little bit of what they've just walked away from. So you're going to have to do something more, Virgo. You're definitely going to have to put more energy in. Queen of Wands. Wow. Okay, so interesting. For some of you, Virgo, in this connection, you're going to have to sort of dig deep, I would say, right? This is going to be a little bit of a lesson here uh, for you, right? Because I think you're used to getting whatever you want quite easily, and I just don't think you're going to get this person this easily. And it's going to really make you feel some kind of way, like, wow, what's happening here? Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. Yeah, they have movement forward right now. I feel like they're moving in a direction that is towards their own particular goal. And again, there's nothing that you're doing that's really turning them away from that. They're turning away from somebody else. They've broken off. They're not really open to what you're presenting, even though they see you and they see that this is a possibility. They're not taking their eye off of their own ball here, right? Why is this toxic? Well, I think the toxicity here is probably because you may be coming towards this relationship much the way you have previous relationships, and it's not working out for you. So you're going to have to change your mode of operation here if this is somebody you truly desire. King of Swords comes in. There is a feeling here for you, Virgo, that if it's too much work, you may begin to say, yeah, this is too much for me, and I'm not willing to put the effort in. So this may indeed turn into a missed opportunity. It's really down to you. King of Swords is there in terms of being honest. Like, it almost seems as though with this connection, you're going to have to sort of be much more honest than you've ever been before, and really deal with some of your boundary issues, right? Boundary issues in as much as you set boundaries for others, but then you cross boundaries, right? Again, it feels like, Virgo, you're coming from a particular way of interacting with people on a relationship level, and that's just not working for you here. And what's required here is way more sort of truth and honesty and sort of genuine desire to make an effort here. Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, how they see themselves in this relationship. Yeah, they see themselves as somebody who needs to maintain their freedom and their passion and not get tied down. They don't want to lose their focus. They're not convinced about you. And I think that going to be honest with you, I think that some of the energy you may be trying to bring towards them is the same type of almost like lazy, shallow, toxic energy that you've been bringing to the relationships you've had up until now, which for the most part have not been that deep for you. You're trying to approach somebody who's a person who wants something deep with something quite shallow. And it's just not, it's going to come up against, it's really going to trigger some of your issues to do with ego. And it's just not going to work out. Now, not in that way. You're going to have to reevaluate. Yep. And Four of Wands. Wow. So listen, there is an opportunity here for love. There is an opportunity here for a strong love connection, right? And again, this reading here is like, it's on the cusp of a reading that really shouldn't be in a toxic sort of theme, right? The thing is that it's not like you're purposely doing anything here that's toxic to them. It's just that you are used to a certain type of lover or class of lover or whatever type of person that you interact with. And that type of person or that type of relationship has not required you to put much effort in. So if there's any toxicity here, it's the toxicity of laziness that you're bringing to this. And I'm not sure that they're going to entertain that because they've just gotten done with somebody who was lazy. I really do feel like you represent kind of the same type of person they just got done with. And this is what is going to be throwing some shade into this relationship or the chances of you getting somewhere with this person. It's gonna require you to put a lot more effort in. Three of Pentacles. You're gonna have to really put a lot more in. You're gonna have to reevaluate your moves, reevaluate your goals, reevaluate how you go about achieving connections with someone that you desire. Just change your whole modus operandi, because what you're used to here is not going to work. Nevertheless, there is a kernel here. There is a seed of a strong connection. A strong love connection with that Lovers at the bottom of the deck. So this is a situation of perhaps even a soulmate connection, certainly a twin flames connection that is really on the cliff edge of absolutely not ever happening, or possibly happening if you are willing to change the way you operate. Blase coming out again in a kiss. Yeah, see. Are you being blase? I think in the past you have been. 46. Blase has turned up a lot for the readings lately. It's really unusual energy here, Oracle card. Take it as it comes to you. Being blase about this is going to mean that you're going to miss out on something that's really strong here. The kiss. Right? Presenting a kiss. Look at this kiss. It's like, oh, God. That's almost the feeling this person has. If you come to them with the same type of kiss you've been coming to with other people, they're going to be turned off. You have to bring more. You're going to have to bring some more quality to it than just that. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. These shadow readings, these toxic love readings, they get to something. Manipulation, childish, and uncomfortable. So manipulation, right? Is that what you're used to doing? Just manipulating and getting what you want without putting the work in? I'm not trying to call you out, Virgo. I'm just saying, up until now, your player ways have worked with you. They're just not going to work with this person. And listen, kudos to you that they worked up until now. It takes two to tango. And certainly the type of people you've been getting involved with, yeah, all right, it works with those kind of people. But the character and the level of person that you're dealing with here is entirely different. And it's just not, you're just going to have to listen. You know what they say? You have to step your game up. Childish. Childish antics. Not here. And then we have uncomfortable. Things are going to be feeling a little bit uncomfortable here. Because again, they're going to see what you're trying to do. They see what you're trying to do, Virgo. They see like when, whatever little flirty efforts or things the things that you normally do to get to somebody, right? To make that connection and to get somebody sort of focused on you. They see you doing that, but they're just not falling for it. And there will be some uncomfortable moments there. Yep. Yep. Step your game up, Virgo. This person that you're dealing with here is really going to cause you to sort of really reevaluate yourself. You're going to have some real self-reflection, some cold hard truths coming in about yourself. I think up until now, you really thought, hey, my game is really, really tight. But I think at the same time, again, respectfully, yeah, your game seemed tight based on the type of people you were dealing with. If you're dealing with people who are easy and shallow themselves, yeah, the game can be quite easy. When you begin to deal with somebody who has a deeper level to them, who requires a bit more substance, well, this is when it gets really tricky. And this is when you have to bring more of yourself to the table, right? In order for somebody like that to even give you an opening. All right, guys, I'm going to leave it at that. Virgo, this is your weekly toxic love outlook on a particular connection that you have with somebody. The toxicity here is the toxicity that you bring, unfortunately. In as much, and it's not really evil toxicity, or you're not intentionally trying to hurt this person, but it's in as much as there's a childishness here, and there's a base manipulation to the way that you've been used to dealing with people. And unfortunately, this particular person who's really caught your eye is forcing you to sort of reevaluate those things and realize that it's just not going to be enough with somebody of this character, and somebody who's working on this, who's operating from this type of level. At the same time, they're busy with their own shit. They're busy making money. They're busy sort of very intentionally making sure that they don't fall in with the same type of person that they just got done leaving. And so, this can turn into two ships in a night very quickly, or it could turn into a meeting. All right, guys, Virgo cross watchers, thank you so much for joining me. I do hope you guys got something out of it. If you did, please like, subscribe, and share, comment below. All of that good stuff really helps me out. But for right now, I wish you all love, life, and happiness. And I hope to see you guys in your next toxic love or your next love reading on my channel. Take care. Bye bye.